Good morning from Vlogmas day 5, I think. And today is a day where we have care, and then I'm going for meetings. And it's a snowy day. Hopefully it's nicer outside. Hey loves. So as we were sharing yesterday in yesterday's vlog, if you got structure, you will feel less overwhelmed and be able to go through your week and do all the things that you want to do. And that works for so many things. Like any place you can systemize and put in a structure, it's going to be so helpful for you. Even for example, like let's say you're paying a bill, and let's say you have to go here, do this, do that to pay your bill. Okay, you have to log in, do this, send that, do that, whatever. I want you, when you're doing that, instead of having to think about all the steps you have to take when you're doing that step, I want you to write it down. Write down the password you think you're never gonna forget. Like, write these things down. So you're systemizing your whole life, and everything is very simple, and you know your steps to follow. Let's say you're changing your strategy for social media. Put it down somewhere and write down, like, Monday, this happens here, this happens here. Like, what is the system that you're following? And this is especially helpful in work. If you want to stop wasting so much time, you need to be systemizing things. That's just simply means looking at what you're doing, the steps you're taking, you're codifying it, you're putting down somewhere and codifying it into a formula, and the formula is there and you can give it to someone else and they can do it. That's how it needs to be written down somewhere for you. So I want you to look at these things for yourself, because it's really going to help you to gain a lot of time and be able to have space to create and to think, because your systems aren't in place. I work in HR, and I set up the whole HR system so that it flows and everyone's clear on like how does an ad go online, what is in the ad, what's the content of the ad, then how is the interview, like how is the candidate reviewed, how is it sent out to managers, how does it come back in, like how does it come back to HR, how does HR book the interview, what happens after, is it a phone interview, is it a real interview, is it an interview with HR and the manager, then how do we decide, what is the formula there, how do we decide for the candidate, okay, we look at these aspects. Okay, decided, how does it happen after? Who calls that person to come back and do a trial on the floor? How does the training happen? Like all of this is codified so that when I was doing it in the beginning 5 years ago, it's codified on paper. I put Google Docs with all the information. Simple, stupid. And it's given to my HR team, and my HR team over time, it changed person. It changed person, is that the word? But they're able to do it because they just come in, use the formulas and the manuals in place and the procedures on paper, and they're following it. So do that for your own life as well. It's really, really, really helpful. You ready? Yeah, so as I was saying, one of the rules is to go outside once a day, no matter how that looks. Lenny just wants to wear his rain boots, but he's getting used to the snow. That was a chaotic walk. The baby's sleeping. We're gonna read some books and then I'll get ready to go. But what I was saying is, I was telling you guys the other day, for discipline, to give yourself rules. Make rules that are easy, that you can keep every day. And when you don't keep them, like I don't think I went outside yesterday, so of course I'm like upset with myself. But because it's such a general rule, like going outside, you can make it look different ways. Like it's not like go to the park, because you can't always make it to the park, but you can always make it outside for 5 minutes or for a walk around the block like we just did in the snow. So at least give yourself rules like that are easy to follow, like it's structured, but you have place for interpretation and can make it work for yourself. And when you do that, you'll build momentum. By every time you respect your rule, you'll build momentum with yourself, right? And like for us, for Lenny, no TV in the week is an easy rule for all of us, and we don't need to negotiate. Like there is no TV in the week. No, mommy's gonna sit here, look. And so that's it. It helps for us, for our mental, and then we can use our mental energy for other stuff, okay? Self-discipline will help you when you do that. Do you want to be humbled with, like, just be humbled in general? your babies will humble you. I thought I was leaving home, everything was good, we had a good morning. Your plans, so you can make all the plans in the world, but your kids will just switch them up for you in your face, and you got to be flexible. So that's when you know priorities. I mean, I make sure that the urgents are covered, and that even if I do have commitments, it's so flexible, because if my baby has something going on like they just had right now, I had trouble leaving home, well, I'm going to be there for them because they are the priority. So you need to make sure that you're prioritizing correctly, so you know, and make sure that the other things are covered. Like, they depend on me, so I can't, other people can't 100% depend on me. They can like maybe 99% depend on me, but I gotta have that 1% where I can play with and be like, hey, I'm late because of this, I'm pushing this meeting back. Like, I need to have some certain control there for me to be flexible, and the only way I can do that is because I'm clear on what my priorities are, so I know that I prioritize correctly, that I can show up for them when they need me. Now I need to charge this car and get to the coffee shop to get my meeting prepped. Okay, just finished all our meetings. We're headed back to the babies. Got some milk, bananas. We're going to make dinner. Thank God I have HelloFresh this week because I don't be bothered about what we're making. Though usually I have a set menu and I know what I'm making. So just let's go.
You've ever heard or received?
I wish that I could make this sound as powerful as it was for me. It's the first thing to say. It's a good one. It was to make a decision and move on. Because you can be so stifled by your decisions, and when you are just stuck, it just does so many other things to you. And so I think it's
So as we're finishing up dinner time, I was thinking to share that when you have kids, and just in general, even without kids, it's okay to ask for help and to have help. Like, you don't do it all yourself. So I remember when I was watching successful people, I was always wondering, like, how are they managing all of their house chores, and like, how are they managing childcare? Like, if they're working, who's watching the kids? How does that work? etc. I did daycare for a bit for Lenny, for childcare. Now we're doing part-time at home. My friend has a on-call nanny service in Montreal called La Lune, like the moon, sitters. And so I book my on-call services when I need them, and I usually do 10 to like 12 hours a week right now. So someone comes to our place, they watch the kids, they're certified, they're from the agency, they watch the kids. I go and I focus on work. Today, when I came home, the nanny was there, and my cleaning lady that I love so much. Since we're moving, I'm gonna lose her, but I have someone else that's gonna help me at the new house. But someone comes to help me once a week for cleaning, and then it's gonna be, I think, twice a week. There is no shame. It does take a village. You can't do everything yourself. What's important in that is seeing where you can delegate, and where, like, I like thinking of, okay, like, is it an investment? It's an investment, but if I'm doing that, then I can do something else that generates more money, or either more money or more a priority. So do I want to clean my whole house for 4 hours straight, or do I want to be with my kids for 4 hours straight and educate them and make them grow? Do I want full-time daycare? If that's a possibility, because right now I don't have daycare possible for me, so that's why I'm doing the nannies. But I think I'm going to stay with that format because I like being with my kids a lot of the time versus having them. I would not, even when Lenny was in daycare, he was doing 15 to 20 hours, like part-time for sure. Sometimes he would do 25 when he got older, right? 5 times 5. Yeah, so he was doing like still 5 days a week, which now that I'm thinking about it is a lot, and I realized that, and that's why I'm glad I took him back home. But the thing is, you need to see what's your priority. Like, if you're seeing that your kid is not, for me, I pulled him out even earlier than when we moved because I was like, oh, he's not adapting as well to this new class. So I pulled him out. But my point of saying is, like, you need to evaluate your priorities and see where you can delegate and get help in accordance to your priorities. So either something costs you less to delegate than you make an hour, or it's saving you time to have time with things like your kids, which is a higher priority for myself. It's my focus. They will be this age, just this time, this day, like it goes so quick. So I'm taking full advantage of it. I'm not gonna get back later like this time. So yes, I'm just clapping for me. Woohoo! He agrees. So we're trying to get the babies to sleep. The baby's sleeping, but Lana keeps waking up. Don't know what's up. I'm tired. It's 9. I usually am sleeping at this time. I still need to take off my makeup, do my skincare, and I uploaded day 4, but I need to go change the titles and all of that. I'm glad I took the time to come on my computer because it's quicker than on the phone. Day 4. Let's do day 4's title. And I don't even know what we spoke about today. We had meetings, we were running around. But I don't got much more to say for today. Thanks for watching day 5. Hopefully, if you want tips, go watch the other videos. I think I gave you maybe something today, but I forget what it was. Because I swear, end of day like this, no bueno. I'm not good to give you any tips anymore. I have a hypnosis that I'm looking on my Spotify podcast and on my YouTube. It's called Overcome Anxiety Self-Hypnosis. So look at that if you want to try it out for hypnosis, and then catch up on Vlogmas. Let me know what you guys want for videos and I will make it for you. Thanks for tuning in. And then after Vlogmas, we're going to launch the podcast again.